Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. We're back.
You know what?
Yeah,
you're an asshole, man. What's up, guys?
What up? What up?
A lot is up.
A lot is up lately.
A lot is up.
A lot is up.
Right? The baby's here already, right?
Wait a minute before we get into that. Whoa, wait a minute.
Drop bombs on.
Wait a minute.
Bam.
Man. All right, guys. Welcome to Playbook, the guide to life and everything else, where we bring you weekly content on how to empower, influence, and encourage our listeners and viewers. All right, guys?
Yes,
This
yes.
is Playbook.
It is Playbook, and it has been now for a couple of episodes.
Yeah, man.
And it's
This
going to
is
continue to be.
Not saying anything.
This is a good episode.
This is going to be a great episode. So,
I should
guys
wear my
out
hat
there
backwards.
that are watching us, and because we are on YouTube, Louis, let them know where we are.
Guys, we're on YouTube. Just look up channel Playbook for Life. Playbook, spelled the normal way, for F-O-U-R, life.
Awesome.
So you got to be specific about that because some people will put number 4.
The reason why we didn't put F-O-R is because I think that was already taken.
It was, yes.
So
taken.
F-O-U-R.
But not only that, dude. You know what? There's 4 of us, including our guests. Do you know what I mean?
Most of the
yeah,
time,
there's
yeah.
3 of us.
Exactly.
Exactly. Hell yeah.
Life.
Absolutely.
So,
Always.
if you guys are watching us and even just listening to us, you'll notice that we have shots in front of us today.
We do.
We have some whiskey.
Whiskey.
And the reason is because we have a celebration, guys.
Yes.
So,
Since this is episode... Nah, no, sorry.
not really. Guys, Louis is a dad.
I'm a dad.
Finally.
This is the first podcast as me as a dad.
That's a daddy.
Wow.
Welcome
So-
to the daddy club, bro.
So,
Nuts. Thank you.
we're gonna reserve the baby's name because I don't want to. He's a minor, but
He's a minor.
boy,
he will be a minor
He's
for
a minor.
for 18 years.
he's a boy. That's what I'm gonna say.
He's
How's
a
mom
boy.
doing? Mom's doing good.
She's amazing, man. She was up and walking the day after she gave
Good
birth, man.
stuff. Good stuff. So this
She was
shot right
doing
here.
backflips and everything.
Everything.
This shot is for you, my brother.
Celebrate.
Welcome
the
to
arrival.
daddyhood.
Right?
I'm a dad.
Me being a father.
We
must
finally
been-
have something
been
in
born.
common, guys.
I know. Now we
Yeah.
finally do when it comes to
Wow.
that.
So we're dads. So brother, this is to you. I know you're gonna be an amazing dad.
Thank you, man.
I already told you. I expect nothing but the best from you. Okay.
Thank
Absolutely.
you.
I
Appreciate
wanted to
it.
tell him anything.
Oh, for sure. Well, you know what? It's fun being a dad. I can tell you that much. And it's going to take a few weeks before you actually start realizing that, you are a dad.
Yeah, change
You know what I'm
You
kind
know
of
what I
scared
mean?
about?
What?
The waking up in the mornings and stuff, and like.
Let's take the shot.
middle
Let's
of the
talk
night.
about it.
I know,
Let's take
right?
the shot.
Let's take the shot,
Right?
man. Let's get real
Let's
about
do
it.
Oh. I needed a chaser.
Good shit, man.
But it's gonna get
I
real,
feel
Louis.
I feel like every time I take a shot, he's the one that always cough.
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
Always.
I don't.
What is it?
I don't know, man. And I love that, but it's just I don't know.
Vaginosis.
I don't think I'll be able to
Shut
take a
up.
second one, though. I think one is good enough.
But yeah, man. So you're gonna welcome, man. How is it?
there
How
any-
you feel, man?
Like, have you read any books about how to be a dad, or what are the first things that
did
you
you
should
buy
teach
the
a child
did you buy
or
a
your
belt
kid?
already?
That Dominican side of him, right?
Yeah, the belt.
The
Yes,
belt.
we don't condone that. Let's be clear. We don't condone anything like that. But it's just like
Right.
an inner joke.
When it comes to reading, the only things I read were like the little books that they give you after he's born. Like when you're in the room.
Oh, they give
Oh,
you a
yeah.
manual.
There's a whole bunch of books, and that's what I did for like
Oh.
the whole 2 days that we were there. All I did was just read through it, like
Oh, I thought they
what's
gave you a
going
manual.
on, what do they do, like just tips and stuff like that. I got a baby bag, that was
Yeah.
pretty cool. I went and got like a cool, you know how I like book bags.
Yeah.
Yes.
I went and got like a book bag. Diaper bag, so it's like I got the whites on the
Oh,
side.
nice.
It's like it's just cool, man. And when I was shopping for it, I'm like, I remember passing by those sections, like, years ago, just throughout life. Just wow, one day I'm gonna be in that section.
Yeah.
And then I'm in that
That's
section, and I'm like, oh my god.
And now
Like,
you wish you were in the other section. You was like, what? I don't know.
Right?
it's
I mean,
nuts,
how
man.
is it? I mean, I know you were in the delivery room. I mean, we don't want to get too graphic. But
I mean, overall, I saw everything, guys. I
stuff.
saw everything, just because like how often do you get to do that? You
Right.
know what I mean?
Right?
I mean, I saw everything, man. I was there for the whole birth.
Were you recording? Were you
And-
recording or you
Nah,
just
bro.
watching?
To be honest, nah, man. I had to get reminded to take pictures because I was just so
Consumed in the
moment,
in the
bro.
moment.
I
Yeah.
was just like, so this is happening. I'm looking around the room. I'm like, again, I kept thinking back to those thoughts. Like, wow. I always used to think like one day I'm gonna be here.
Yeah.
And like it just kept showing me like, yo, time doesn't stop for nobody because it's like I'm here. Those thoughts that I used to have, my son was an idea at some point, and now it's like you're the idea
He
we
was
had.
in your balls.
He was in my nuts and in my brain and in my heart.
It was everywhere.
He was,
but
Everywhere.
But yeah, man, I'm truly
I'll
happy
say
for you
this.
guys.
This is one thing I do feel is like, so I mean not too much information, but he was born a little early, so he's still at the hospital.
Okay.
Yeah.
So as
Yep.
you know, I'm out running errands, getting things ready for him. It's kind of like, wow, my heart is out there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like before it used to be just me. Like I got
selfish
me,
Lewis.
I got me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like I got me and my wife. Like that. I just. That's all we're worried about. If we're together, that's all, you know what I'm saying, we need to worry about. But now it's like, I'm imagining like when we take trips in the future and let's say, you know, our son has to stay, you know, with our grandparents or something like that, with their grandparents for a bit. The thought of just we're good is not there anymore. Now it's gonna be, all right, we're good, but how's he doing?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
How is he doing? Now it's always my heart is just out there. You know what I'm saying? Instead of just being here, it's out in the world.
And I'm gonna be honest. Now you're gonna be checking people. Like you're gonna be like, oh, like an example. I'll give you an example. A lot of people sometimes, you know, when you have kids or when you don't have kids, like you might, oh my goodness, this baby's crying. Oh my God, this baby's being so annoying. Oh, this baby is such. Now you're a father, so now you're gonna be like, oh, is my son bothering you? Because do you have a problem?
Yeah.
We could take this outside.
I know.
I can't front.
Right? You know
I
what I
can't
mean?
front. That's the part I'm kind of like no, you know, it's different because I can't front. I feel like my son is giving me that I don't know, like that motivation to be a much more calmer person. Cause before, that's how I am. Period. Just like, what's going on? You got a problem? Like I got a very like quick temper to get things going. But now with him, I feel like it's more of I don't know. I feel like I want to be calm with him because I would hate to put him at risk for any kind of stupid decisions that I make.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, whatever. That person is probably just upset with their life. Right, son?
Yeah.
Right?
You know?
Like, it's like, we don't
Yeah.
care about it. Cry louder. Like, that's what I'm doing. Can you cry louder? Cry louder. But, yeah.
Yo, I remember one day I was like, I was with my daughter and some guy was crossing the street and he was being mad slow and he was looking at his phone and I got so pissed because as I was taking my turn, he thought that I was gonna run him over.
Yeah.
And then he gave me a look and I was like, I was like, yo, like hurry the fuck up. You know what I mean? And then my daughter was right. She was like, Daddy, you okay? I was like, yeah, baby, I'm okay. It's just that, you know what I mean? I was like, crap, like I didn't want that side of me to.
Yeah.
I didn't want to let it out.
You
You
don't
know what I
want
mean?
that
With my
side
daughter
out.
in the back. But again, I was so reactive to that moment that I was like, holy crap, like this guy really pissed me off. Like, yo, hurry up. Like, you're not paying license plate. Like,
And I feel like your daughter saved you
hurry
from
up.
a fight real quick.
She kinda
True.
did.
From a fight, you know what I'm
She
saying?
kinda
Daddy,
did.
you okay? You're like, yeah, I'm okay.
Yeah.
We're both
Because
okay.
that'll be bad if you get your ass kicked in front of your kids.
Imagine.
Because it's like,
I
there's
didn't
a-
jump at me.
Leave my daddy alone.
Which one of y'all kicked me? It's
Like,
only one person.
Kick me.
It's only one person.
You know what though? I did have an accident with my daughter. Unfortunately, a long time ago. We weren't badly injured or anything like that. And she remembered to this day. She was like 3. She's what, 5 now? 2 years. 2 years later, she still remember. She's like, Dad, remember the day we had the accident and you hit that car? I was like, what accident, baby?
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? You're like, wait a minute, no.
I've been through a lot.
That's not an
One
accident.
thing you have to be careful about, kids, is that not that you have to be careful, but they remember everything. So if you make them a
Yeah.
promise that you're gonna do something and you're gonna buy them a toy, they are gonna go to bed, and you hope that by the time they wake up, that they're gonna forget.
It's
They
true.
won't forget.
I noticed
Oh my
that
God.
with Wellington's son. We went to Walmart one day with him, and he was like, "I need this toy,"
Mm-hmm.
right? And then I swear, like a week went by, and then I come back to his house, and he brings up that same situation. It's like,
Horrible.
wow,
I need this in my life.
I need it in my life.
Oh yeah.
Lewis, he said he was gonna get it for me.
Oh my goodness.
They're like
yeah.
a sponge. They just
But,
absorb
yeah, man,
everything.
it's just
I'm
beautiful,
happy,
man.
man. Good stuff, man. Good stuff.
I know.
Is there another one coming coming soon. Maybe not soon.
Hell
But
You know
no.
what's funny? Like, it was hilarious.
It was like hell
After
no.
going through all of that, like I was joking with my wife.
wasn't
Like
that
after
bad.
all of that, I mean that's easy for us to say.
right, true.
You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah, it
so
is.
easy for us to say.
Imagine if you had to carry one.
But it's so funny because after all of that happened, I looked at my wife. I'm like, oh, all right, only 3 more to go. Like, you know what I mean? After all of that,
Nigga, when do we start on the next one? You
right?
know?
And we started the next one, but I don't know. That's for later talk. Right now, we're just fully embracing this little one right now.
But
Good
you know
stuff,
what?
man.
Something that like, I know we're making this all about the baby, but let me tell you something. Like when I had my daughter, I remember my girl at the time. You gotta pay attention to them too. You know.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
they have those hormones still going up and down. You know what I mean? They emotionally
It's
become
true.
like their mood swings, and then you
And that's
question
science.
like
We're not being sexist. That's science.
exactly.
Like,
Yes,
hormones are so
exactly.
all over the place after they give birth, man.
Yeah, and if you don't pay attention to them and you just make it all about the baby, they're gonna feel like, whoa, wait a second.
And if you don't agree, Cardi's, where can they email us?
Jeez. Oh, you guys can always feel comfortable to email us at playbookforlife@gmail.com. Just send them a nice email, you know.
This is about to be playbook for dads.
Right? Playbook for dad, imagine.
Playbook for dads.
We changing the
gotcha.
name. Quick reminder, we're also on iTunes, SoundCloud, Spotify. So if you're driving on your way to work or from
Working out.
yeah, working out, anywhere you are, at home, in your office, in your car, it doesn't matter where you are. We're always present. We are always with you. We are on iTunes, SoundCloud, Spotify, and go watch us on YouTube as well. Leave a comment.
And now, regarding that, now to step away from Lewis's little baby fever here. Regarding the episode you guys heard last week, want to apologize, man. I definitely want to apologize.
Yes. Yes.
There were some technical difficulties.
Yep.
On the audio side of things. Unfortunately, you guys know that there's a production that we do, right? So, an example, we come up with stuff to bring to you guys. We record, and then we go back and we kind of do what we do as far as post-production. Lewis with the video, me with the audio. And we noticed that the audio had a flaw in the audio. And unfortunately, we're original, guys. We're authentic, you know what I mean? We're not gonna just give you guys, we try to give you the best, but there's times that we're human, right?
We're not
Yeah.
Hollywood.
You know what I mean? And
Not yet.
And we mess up. So do apologize for last week's audio.
Yeah.
It won't happen. I mean, I think we're a little bit more cautious of making sure that the audio is going to come out good. Video was fine.
And this is the
from my
first. This is
understanding.
the first one actually, though, that we make a mistake on that one.
Right,
You know what I mean?
exactly,
It's
yes.
the first one too. Yeah.
So just throwing it out there for you guys. I know you guys love what we're bringing in and what we're doing. So I do apologize for last week's audio. So that's that, man.
Hey, that just makes us better, man. In life, man, whenever you have downfalls, that's an opportunity to become better. Wellington, take us off.
Awesome. Now I also want to talk about my progress because I know you guys are tracking my weight loss. Right?
You are.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
So okay.
So I've been in the gym, guys, going now on about a week and a half, right? About 11 days I've been at the gym. And
11 days. That's wonderful, bro.
about 11 days.
Yeah.
I've gone out of the 11 days. I've gone about 7 times. I've gone to that one.
Our drummer's
today.
getting tired.
He's a drummer. He could do whatever I tell him to do. So, guys, as of now, I have lost in the gym my car keys. That's all I've lost.
That was pretty
haven't-
funny.
No,
That was
honestly,
pretty
I've lost a total
I've
of
lost
about.
my car keys.
Oh man, yeah, I was,
And my
I
gym
was,
membership.
I was expecting like, 7 pounds, 10.
I've lost
9.
4 pounds.
Yeah?
4 pounds.
and your
Good.
keys, and your keys,
And my car keys.
And
I've
your car
lost,
keys.
I've lost my car keys, which weigh about 2 pounds. So that's about 6 pounds of weight.
pretty much. If you add them together,
So I'm doing it, guys. I'm really, please
how's
elaborate.
how's the eating habit?
a
though?
lot better. More
When you say a lot
conscious.
better, meaning instead of eating 2 slices of pizza, you eating one.
No, I'm eating none.
Okay. All right, all right.
I'm actually eating a lot of salad, a lot of the chicken, like the grilled chicken
like
kind of
spinach
thing.
and stuff like that.
More just lettuce, tomatoes, carrots.
Sweets? What about sweets? Because you used to love
Um,
cheesecakes.
Dude, you know what's
Yeah,
good?
no, I'm
Bro.
actually chocolates really. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I've had my piece of chocolates here and there, but nothing really. Just because my wife's pregnant, so it's like so easy to eat something
I
there.
feel
But
you.
But an example, I'm really staying away from like the ice creams and stuff like that.
Peppers, bro. Peppers are
Soda
really
has
good.
been very limited for me. I've been more on the natural juices, so
Yeah.
like lemonades,
Water, man.
just
Get on your water, man.
water, stuff like that.
on your
Supplement
water.
wise, taking my vitamins. I was
There you
able
go,
to
which is
purchase-
super important.
taking
Taking the prenatals.
Prenatals. I really fell
I
for
hear
that.
that's really good
I
though.
really fell
He-
for that.
He's
I
like
just-
prenatals. Yeah, I do that.
Twice a day.
That's how you know someone's not paying attention. Oh yeah, so you do coke? Yeah, I do coke. Huh? What? You know. So
3 times a day.
So yeah, man. So you guys, I sent videos whenever I'm at the gym and you guys get.
He
my
does like
videos.
six
He's like,
videos
he's like,
in
I'm
one
proving
session.
myself.
Oh, that's what I
Proving
do. What
myself.
is it? Listen to this. What do I do, Louis?
He
Prove
does.
it.
He goes to the gym once a week and records 6 videos while he's there. He brings the change of clothes. I seen him once. Imagine I walked in.
I was there.
Hey, Wilson, what are you doing? Nah, good shit though, man. It's good shit, man.
But
That's
um,
fire.
It's consistency.
Fire.
That's all you got to do, man. Don't. Make sure you hit it at least. You know what I'm saying? Twice, 3 times a week. Just don't stop, man. Don't stop.
yeah, man, I'm with it, man. And going into today's topic, which is today's gonna be a encouraging topic. Okay. Today we would like to talk to our listeners and our viewers about how to deal with rejection and denial. It's a topic that we've been kind of cooking up for about 20 minutes. Now, do you imagine?
We've been thinking about it for how are
Basically,
we?
you know?
Yeah.
Basically.
But it's a topic that I know a lot of listeners, a lot of viewers out there have different ways of how to deal with stuff not going their way, right?
Yeah.
It's life, right? Sometimes things do not happen how we want it to happen, either being a job, relationship, or just certain things that you just kind of get, it's not doesn't go your way, or there's a rejection of it. Like an example.
Or self-rejection, you know what I mean? Yourself.
Yeah.
Making promises and then not keeping yourself promise.
You know what I mean? So today's topic, it's more like on our take of how to kind of deal with it, and I want it to be a mix. I want us to kind of discuss the rejection, but also the overcoming piece of it, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I could start unless you guys want to start. No, you want me to go?
Rejection. Pretty much that's guaranteed in life, all right? Rejection is guaranteed in life, but suffering is an option, okay? You can either cuddle up into a little corner and just let life do its thing on you, or you can man up or woman up because we need to be politically correct nowadays.
Let me see.
You can man up, man. This is a playbook for dads.
No. anything, Louis? I don't know, man. Talk to me, man. Rejection wise, anything?
Rejection. I
Denial
wanna say
in your life.
rejection.
So I'm looking up the definition, right? I'm sure we probably all are familiar with the definition of rejection, and it says the dismissing or refusing of a proposal, idea, etc. That's pretty basic. That's pretty straight to the point. But overall, I mean, I think it's a very interesting topic. I think it's something that we can all pretty much relate to when it comes to, rejection, denial.
Is there something that you've done in the past that you've been rejected or been denied of, and what's the outcome? I mean, you want to elaborate?
Actually, let's start with you, man. Since
I
I
mean-
feel like
I
you
mean,
got a
I-
fresh wound. I feel like you have a fresh wound. So let's do it, man. Come on. He has something off rip. He has something off rip.
No, I mean, I'm creating the topic, right? I mean, no, like, I mean, I could go into a topic as far as maybe, career wise,
There we go.
right? There's sometimes there's individuals that you put yourself in a position to try to be better at work, right? And sometimes it doesn't go your way, right? You get rejected either from the job that you applied for, or maybe the position you applied for, or just the advancement in your job,
Field.
and you get rejected, and you just get that anger, right? Because it's like a, I don't know, it's phases, right?
Yeah.
It's like you have that like upsetness. You're like pissed the fuck off.
Yeah.
Right? And then you have that.
And what's that part that really like gets you pissed off? You know, what I mean?
I think it's more like an example, just having the conversation. I think it's more of sometimes you go into, and my examples here is just relating to work, and everyone has their own examples. It's that, in your mind you start creating, right? Sometimes I know it's tough to let our minds and try to hold it, but you start creating this world inside your head of, if I get this job or if I get this position, I'm going to see myself doing this. And then life hits.
Yeah.
Rejection, right? You are not going that route.
Especially if you didn't plan for it, because that's
You know what I
another
mean?
thing.
And now you have anger,
Yeah.
right? Frustration, disappointment, depression,
Yeah.
right? So now you're more
Self-doubt.
self-doubt. Now you're more like,
Let it out, man. Let
you
it
know
out.
what I mean? Huh?
Let it out, man. Let it out.
He's about to
This-
like the scream, right?
I'm having a conversation and this guy's over here.
Let it out, man.
Busting my balls here. Listen, man, I'm being serious.
Yeah, yeah.
But
We're here to listen.
but honestly, so you get that phase of like, I don't know, I'm gonna just make up a phase because that's what me in my case, right? Like I'm just talking about myself, but there might be listeners and viewers out there that deal with it differently, and that's what we want to know, right? We want us, we want to create this playbook community and know how you guys deal with things, and us be a way of communicating with you guys via social media,
Exactly.
Instagram,
Yeah.
right?
No, for
I mean,
sure.
Where can they
for
find
sure.
us on Instagram?
On Instagram. They
Playbook
can find us
for
on
life.
Instagram.
Playbook FOUR life.
He said, "Where can they find us on Instagram?"
Lewis is
On
super excited
Instagram.
today.
I know.
Lewis is with it. He's a dad.
It's like day
Dad
number 3
power.
being a dad.
You know what I mean?
4.
But
Oh, 4. My bad.
so yeah, when was he born?
First.
March
1st.
1st. That's
Cool.
crazy. So it's like rent's due on my
I know.
birthday.
I was just gonna say that.
Birthday. Oh, that's hilarious.
You know?
I
But we
can't
gonna own
buy-
property, man. We gonna own property.
Good stuff,
We
right?
gonna own property.
It's
You
like,
know?
Rent
son,
is due. Pay up, guys.
And
it's
it's
like,
my
son,
birthday.
Newman's gonna have a
you're
great
gonna be
birthday.
like, you'd be like, son, if I didn't have to pay rent, I will buy you that car.
Good stuff.
But
Nah, I don't know. It's gonna be way different. We gonna be getting paid rent on the first. We gonna get your car.
So anyway, so like I said, in my opinion, the way that the rejection meter, right, works is there's that disappointment, right? Then there's that acceptance, and then the most important part, that this is not going to define me,
yeah,
right?
Not gonna
So
define you.
let me talk about each step. When you get the news of not getting the position or not being hired, you're pissed off, right? I mean, we're human, right? So you get that anger, you get that like, fuck,
like
oh my
why
goodness,
not? Like why not? What did I do?
You know what
What
I'm
missed?
saying? What did I do exactly?
What did I
Why
do?
me or stuff like that? Then you get that. That's that anger, right? Which is, it's not a good place, guys. We don't, because anger
not.
leads to failure, right? There's been a lot of things that, anger doesn't really, cure or solves anything, right? Then you have that like acceptance, right? Because sometimes an example, if I went to apply for a CEO position in a company, what the fuck am I thinking, right? Think about it. If I get denied, I'm upset, I'm mad at this, I'm going to get ready, I'm going to prepare myself, but then you have that acceptance side of things. That's how I work at it. I look at it like, okay, this didn't go my way because, X, Y, and Z, right? Now you start piecing it together in your head. What could I have done better? Because it's always very important to self-evaluate yourself. It's super important to do that, guys. To just look at things and just say, you know what? I'm going to evaluate myself. I'm going to say, I didn't do this wrong. Or I didn't do this right. Or this could have been better. So I have that part, right?
Yeah.
And then for me, it's that fire in me, that last piece, right? This is not going to define who
That's
I
that,
am.
like, man, fuck you
that,
anyways.
that chip in your shoulder. Well, Lewis has it like that, that fuck you anyways. But I have it more of a, oh.
He's like, I didn't
so
care for
you,
her anyways. I was just pretending.
Pretending anyways.
But for me, it's more like that. Oh, so you guys thought that I wasn't good enough. Now I'm going to show you.
Yeah.
Right? But in a very professional manner, because there's other people that show it totally different. You know what I mean?
Oh.
You know what I mean? It's more of me personally, it's more like that. Okay, if someone was chosen besides me and I know that individual, and let's say, because sometimes we do this, right? I'll use us as an example. Lewis, come on, man. You really got hired for that position knowing that, you can't do this and I can do it better than you? Because that's what happens. We start doing that, right? So
Comparing yourself.
me knowing that, let's say you got it, I'm happy for you, but I'm upset because I know that I could have been better. So I just have that chip on my shoulder now, right? Like now I have that hunger, right? I'll give you an example.
I'm gonna show you.
I'll give you a perfect example. us being from New England, and I know you guys don't like sports. I know you guys do, but I gotta make this.
Who
sports.
said we don't like sports?
What, someone in
we
here-
don't like
sports.
sport. We like it. We just don't keep up with
We
it.
just don't
Okay,
keep
so-
up with it 100%,
so-
like most people do.
Last year, did the Patriots win the Super Bowl last year against the Eagles? They lost.
Yeah, they did.
They lost.
Mhm.
No, they lost. And and someone asked.
No, I said
That
that.
was funny.
and
I said
someone,
they lost. I'm
They
agreeing.
lost.
Oh, I
no,
thought
no.
you said they won.
No. I say they
So
lost.
they
I was
lost.
agreeing with it. Yeah.
So they lost, right? And then I remember like Tom Brady had an interview after like the Super Bowl, like you guys.
That's
lost.
something that they do every right after the
Yeah, like
the
so
game.
they they're like
every time.
and everybody's like sunbird, everybody's like oh we suck, you know what I mean? And I remember like Tom was the best. Tom was like, today they were a better team than we were. That doesn't mean that next time there will be a better team than we were, right? So he has that fire inside of him that it's like, you know what? It's okay that they won today. Yeah, we lost. I mean, I'm mad that we lost, but I could deal with the loss because I know what's gonna happen next time.
And he was
I'm
also
ready.
giving credit to the fact that we weren't as prepared as we should have been. Otherwise, we would have won the game.
Exactly, and
You
there
know,
was
and
and,
he was giving them credit for what they beat us.
and that's
why
what
because
and that's what I mean about the accepting piece, right?
Mhm.
Because you get that that anger. I'm upset. I'm pretty sure that happened in the
I'm
locker room,
upset.
right? Everybody was
That's
probably
it, no,
throwing
man.
stuff around. You know what I'm saying? Give me my helmet. Shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? That you know what I mean? But then that comes into that. Okay, we might have missed a couple plays, or that famous. Everybody knows that famous play that Tom Brady. He passes it over to Mr. White, and White throws the ball and it hits Tom's fingers. If Tom would have caught that, it would have been a first down. Most likely, that would have been a game-winning drive. But he missed it. So now you're like, okay, I accept that. I accept the fact that I missed that.
Mhm.
And jobs, you might not have the best interview or you might not have the best performance of that day. That doesn't mean that because of that defies who you are.
No,
It's not
absolutely
that
not.
it's not that, what is it? What's the term? Be all, set all, whatever, set all, be all, whatever that they say.
What?
That all
I don't
be.
know.
That what? Guys, I don't know what the heck he's trying to say
I
right
don't
now.
know either.
What is it?
Thank you, guys.
No, what is it?
I love this team.
What is
See,
it?
this team.
We're trying to figure out what you're trying to say.
I'm trying to help you.
I'm drowning here, and they're just totally leaving me out to dry.
No, what do you need?
A
You're
life
drowning.
coach. I
What
need
do
a
you
life
need?
vest.
I don't get it, Curtis. You get it?
No, I think he
I
wants an
know.
ice cream.
I'm trying to pick it up. I'm trying to wait.
But anyways, so what I'm trying to say is that, it's the rejection piece of things. It's okay. It's okay sometimes not to things to go your way. You know what I'm saying? I think sometimes in our
and it's a
society-
learning lesson. When things don't go your way,
Exactly.
it is good when things don't go your way because you grow from it. You mature.
Yep, and that's
You know?
exactly what I was gonna
You
go.
grow,
You know?
you mature,
Mature,
and
man.
then you continue to reassess yourself and stuff like that. And then you continue to see things differently because maybe it didn't work because maybe there's something else behind that's much better that's waiting for you to get to it.
Right.
You know what I mean? It doesn't necessarily have to be that position which you apply for
That's
or
true,
you were
man.
working for. You
You
know,
know,
it could be
people-
something. There's a bigger door behind that door that
and
gave
it's
you
one closes and many might open, right?
Exactly.
So-
exactly.
This is something that helped me in the past. So this is a cool little story that I'm gonna share with you guys, and it kind of has to do with what's good or bad. Like who knows what's good or bad, right? So this is a quick little story. There's an old man with a farm, and he has a whole bunch of horses, right? And his prized horse takes off, disappears. His neighbor comes over and says, "Hey, I'm so sorry for you losing your prized horse. People come from all over the world to see your horse." Old man comes around. He says, "Yeah, who knows what's good or bad." Next day,
That was his reaction.
that was his reaction.
That's
His-
interesting.
Who knows what's good or bad?
Yeah.
The next day, the horse comes back with 20 more of his breed. So now he's rich with these,
Yep.
rare horses. The neighbor comes over and he says, "Hey, congratulations on, you're rich in horses now." He goes, who knows what's good or bad. His son the next day is out trying to tame the horses now, and he falls off one of the horses and breaks his leg. The neighbor comes over, nosy neighbor, right? Neighbor comes over.
I know,
hey,
right?
hey, I'm sorry for your son breaking his leg. Who knows what's good or bad? The next day, the military is in town, recruiting young men for the war. They come to his house, and the son has a broken leg, so they keep it moving.
Huh.
The neighbor comes over again. Hey, congratulations on your son not being drafted for the war. Who knows what's good or bad? Basically, that
he
story
has the same response.
Basically, that story can go on forever.
Yes.
But basically, what it shows that who knows what's good or bad. Like this probably could have saved you for a better positioning opening up.
Right, exactly.
You know what I mean? And in life, man, all you have is that little bit of hope, man. It's not what life is, but what it could be.
Exactly. You know what I mean? So, and that's my take when it comes to
dropped it.
Now he's a dad. Now he thinks
now
he's speaking bars.
Now he's motivated.
Now he's ready for the Sean Papi. Oh my god.
Sean Pa.
Oh god. You never thought about it. He's like watch it when his son
I know.
says it. When his son says it, he's probably gonna look around like, is my dad here? Is grandpa here?
Sean Pa.
Yeah, no,
I'll
right?
say it with him.
So that's my take. When it comes maybe to the workforce, but there's also another side of rejection. Maybe something that I want to let you develop, which is maybe I don't know.
Rejection.
In love,
life.
In love, though,
I don't know. I feel like there's so many different things that I think
have you ever been rejected by a girl when you like approach her in the club or in the mall or whatever to get her number to get to know her? Have you ever been rejected?
I rarely get rejected. I don't approach girls at all.
I have been rejected, but I have been rejected in a way. I have been rejected, but it's not like instantaneously, meaning like, oh, you're too ugly, or you're not sexy enough, or you're not pretty enough for me to talk to you, or not like that. But
rejection.
So that's
it's basically like
rejection.
Like, yeah, you get that number and then you text her the next day and then it's like a one-word answer. And then after that, you feel like, especially for me, like I continue to, hey, how's your day going, and this and that, and you can tell based on their texting,
like a K. They get okay,
it's a K, and then good, it's a one, and I'm like, that is automatic rejection, and I'm like, god damn, like she was so pretty, she looked so nice, but what did I do? What happened? Like, what's wrong with me? You know what? There was a lot wrong with her, but damn, I still went over. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I did my thing, but it sucks though. It sucks because you feel like, holy shit, I'm not good enough, and then you start looking at yourself and like questioning everything that you are and everything that you could be.
It's true, because then you're like, damn, it might not.
If I was taller, or maybe if I was more built, you know what I mean, I would get more girls. Or
like because you're your worst critic at that point.
Yeah. Like
criticizing.
I know, you start criticizing yourself, and then you forget to see what else could be out there because you're so focused on that rejection of that girl or that job or whatever it is. You know what I mean? It's frustrating. And how do you grow from that? Keeping yourself, I believe, distracted with other things that are more valuable to that experience that you had. Like, yeah, if you went through something that you felt rejected, look for something that it could be a movie, it could be a funny movie, it could be something just to distract that negative thought, because otherwise, if you sit on it, if you ponder on it, then more negative thoughts are going to come to your mind. Do you know what I mean? So if you approach, you could call your boy, yo, what you doing? Let's go hang out. Let's do something that's gonna distract that way. That's how I get over it. Obviously, that's one part of how I get over it. You know what I mean?
Like if keeping yourself busy.
Yeah, like if you go through a breakup, you know what I mean? That is like a huge rejection to, moving forward. You know, if you go through a breakup with somebody that you have been for so long, and then you guys are not together anymore, like how do you deal with that? You know what I mean? You can sit at home, you can wake up the next morning and feel like shit, miss that person or whatever, but over time you're going to have to pick up and keep it moving. And the way I deal with it, one aspect of how I deal with it is talking to other people. Keeping yourself distracted, If I call you, let's say I go through a breakup, for those people who have been rejected or have gone through a bad breakup, for example, keeping yourself busy with other people that are going to help you, conversation wise, they're going to lift you up and talk to you in a positive way, or hey, maybe it was for something better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That helps me a lot to keep myself away from those negative thoughts.
Yes.
Because if you continue thinking about it, then you're going to expect a text message from that person. You know what I mean? Or you're going to like make self promises that you're going to like not really act upon. Oh, I'm not going to call. I'm not going to text. I'm not going to call and not have the same conversation. Then you go and you have that same negative conversation with that person. and then forgetting about all the positive things that you could be doing or thinking about. Do you know what I mean?
Okay, so
Like
keep
that,
yourself busy.
you gotta keep yourself
busy.
Keep yourself busy with something more than just that current situation that's bringing all these negative thoughts to you.
That reminds me of a really cool quote some old man told me once. He was retired. He said this, right? He said, you got to keep your mind busy, because if not, your mind will keep you busy.
Yeah.
And that's when you
Nice.
get into trouble.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
Sometimes you're minding your own business. Like, I'm sure right now we're having this discussion, right? We're having this topic, and we all excited. We have those little thoughts that come to mind. Oh, crap, I forgot to do this. Oh, crap, I forgot to do that. Do you know what I mean? Just when you're minding your own business.
Yep.
Imagine when you're focusing 100% on something bad that happened to you. You're going to go insane.
Yeah.
You're going to go insane. It's crazy. You're going to go insane.
And that's exactly, to both of your points as far as in relationships, right? I look at the same meter, right? My same meter, which is that,
What do you mean by meter? What do you mean?
meter, an example of the way that it plays out, the rejection piece, the upsetness, the understanding, and the moving forward.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like you're upset. Things didn't go your way. Once again, right? Or she didn't call me, or I didn't like her, or she didn't like me, or whatever it may be. And then you go to that understanding of like, well, maybe, I wasn't her type, or maybe she wasn't my type, or like you said, could it be good? Could it be bad? You just don't know,
True.
right? And then you go into that, okay, better piece. Because if you're in a relationship, right, and, you have a fallout for some reason, right? And let's say you've been with someone X amount of years,
Yeah.
right? And things don't go the best way. I've always been the kind of person to believe in the fact that, okay, you have that anger, right? But then the most important part of that, if there's maybe like that point, is that understanding. If something went wrong in the relationship, you have to kind of find what went wrong, right?
And that comes also with maturity. You know what I mean?
Of course,
Because
yeah.
it's easy to say you acknowledge that you're upset.
Mm-hmm.
And how do you go from being upset to deciding, hey, I'm gonna accept the fact that this happened to me?
Mm-hmm.
It takes a lot, because some people, how do you talk? Are most people doing that? How can that be something that is taught to certain people? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay, how do you go from being really, really upset to consciously deciding, hey, I need to be understanding of the situation, because some people want to be right all the time.
I think it's growth, because you got to remember something, that there's always a bigger picture,
Always.
right? So when you look at things and you say, okay, what's the bigger picture here? An example, let's say, I'll give you the example again. If you're in a relationship for X amount of years and things are not going the right way, it's easy to give up. It's so easy to say, you know what, forget this, and I'm gone. And sometimes people
I'm gonna
leave,
find something
right?
better.
I'm gonna
There's
find something
somewhere else.
better, and I'm just not gonna deal with this rejection, because everybody wants instant gratification.
Exactly.
Right? So I'm not gonna deal with that. And then you go into this. Then you go into the fact that you're like, okay, once again, my meter, that upsetness, understanding, and just moving forward. But if you're real mature and you really know what's in front of you, I think it's totally different. I think it's more of just the understanding. There's no anger. Understanding and analyzing what went wrong and what could be fixed, and then move forward. Right? Because in a relationship, it's a two-way street, right? Everybody hears it. It's like it's a cliche. Oh yeah, it's a two-way street, and everybody has to communicate.
Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna say, instead of maturity, I think is more, because a lot of people are mature, but when it comes to things like that,
Yeah.
they kind of break down. I feel like it's more ego and pride that
True.
kind of make you like, no, I'm not gonna fix this. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, it's their fault. No, you know what I'm saying? And instead of, like, my dad had a crazy talk with me like the other day, and he that's what dads are for, man.
Good
Like
shit.
he really like put me on with some. I was kind of like acting
You weren't
up a little.
expecting it?
Was it tequila?
No. He was he was just give me like a real talk. He was just talking about like having a lot of patience. Like, you have to have patience.
Yes.
It's like, cause he's like that's he was basically telling me that that's what love is. Love is patience. He's like, because you know, I was just talking to him about some things, and then he was like, "You think every time I said sorry to your mom, it was my fault?" And I was like,
Whoa, and that speaks value.
you know what I mean? Yeah. He was like, and then he was like, you think I automatically had patience with you growing up? It's like, no. It's like is that love? It's a different kind of love. And he was like, because I remember this one time like without his permission, without his permission, I just, just wanted to reverse and drive the car. That's all I wanted to do was move back and forth the car. I put it in reverse thinking it was in drive so I could move forward. So when I accelerated, it went back and I hit the fence.
Oh,
and then he brought that up. He was like, when you crashed my car, what did I do to you? I was like, nothing. And in my head, I'm like, oh my God, you just had to eat that. Like, you just had to eat that. It's a different kind of love. Like, if you crash my car, I'm like, Gaudis, come on, man. Like, but like, when your son is like,
it would have changed your whole perspective too if it would have whooped your butt that day.
Yeah, you know what
it would have
saying?
changed your whole perspective when you do something wrong.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
If
That
I
you're
would've made me a timid child or
that you're
something.
supposed to expect something bad to happen to you. You know what I mean? You do something wrong, boom, you get slapped in the face.
And
Like,
that's what I'm saying, right?
the ego.
Discussing, how to deal with rejection when it comes to relationships, right? It's more of just understanding on the other side, right? Because the rejection side, on the other side of it's okay to go through cycles. It's okay to have that up and down.
Yeah.
Right. Like you just said, your father is teaching you that patience, right? That self-control, right? And I'm a true believer in that as well. Just because when something goes wrong, it's so easy. And I keep telling this to people. It's so easy just to give up. It's so easy.
Most people give up.
Bro, listen.
There have been times where I give up on a lot of things.
I've been in the gym 11 days.
I feel like my body rejects me sometimes when I'm at the gym.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like my body rejects the fact that, hey, you know what? I can't do, 540 leg press. You know what I mean? I've done it before, but then all of a sudden I feel like my body, like, I don't know if it's my body or what it is, but rejecting myself. Like, I'm at the gym.
You can't do this.
I have, like, I want to do it, but then my body does not push through. You know what I mean? My mind is there, but then my body gives up. And there'll be times that when I'm at the gym and I just...
R. Kelly song.
And I just...
Was it?
Yeah.
Which one?
My mind keeps telling
Telling
me
me
yes,
that. Oh.
yes, but my body. That's
But yeah,
weird.
dude, you feel like shit, man. You're like, damn, because I have had to go home. I'm like, you know what?
But
I've been
that's
here
what
for
I'm
an
saying,
hour.
right?
I have to go home. I'm gonna go home, take a nap, just recharge, and then boom, do 300 push-ups after that, and then I feel better.
What you were saying?
Side note, I just noticed R. Kelly was been dropping hints the whole time. I don't see nothing wrong.
Oh.
He's been dropping hints this whole time. All right, that's
God.
it. Back to the topic.
But yeah,
How you
know
like
what I'm
me
saying?
now?
So I mean, examples, guys. I mean, I want to engage with the audience as far as an example that maybe is in life. Has there been any kind of rejection? I'll say a quick rejection. People that know me, they know I love sports, right? I've been a sports guy. A really good friend of mine's that listens to the show. I'm just gonna say his name is Nelson. I can't.
Nelson.
Shout out to Nelson.
I can't really say his last name because he'll kill me.
Don't kill him, Nelson.
2 L's
But-
or 1 L.
Just one L. So, anyways, he's a good friend of mine and he listens to the show, right? Appreciate the love, bro. And I remember.
You remember?
Remember? They went to represent Providence in the All-Stars, like baseball All-Star thing, because they won the state nationals and all that good stuff, right? And I remember I never made the team, so I got rejected from the team.
Aww.
And then, shut up. And they went on to like something that I've never did, right? And that sucked, right? Because and he knows what I'm talking about.
I feel you.
And I was like, wow, like, but I'm good, so I think, and like, and I remember the words, and I know he's listening to this, and I know he's gonna laugh when I remember being in my stoop at home, like nothing to do, because a lot of them went to New Jersey to represent Providence, Rhode Island in the championship, and I'm like, oh, I hope they fucking lose. Listen, because I was like,
bitter.
I was bitter
Yeah.
because I was like, no. But then what happened was this. Well, they were out there. I will never forget. I kind of started like playing catch, like just trying to get like hone my skills again, because there was a reason why I probably didn't get selected. There must have been someone better there, right? So that's what I'm saying. When you look at things, you have to understand that you have to be reasonable with yourself and say, this person right now it's better than me. Doesn't mean it has to be like that forever, but right now it's better than me, and you have to work your ass off. Now, unfortunately, my story doesn't have an happy ending, because that was the last year that like age-wise that we were able to go to that event. So I literally missed out of a lifetime event because I wasn't ready. I wasn't really prepared, right? But guess what?
The happy ending, though. Go, continue.
Oh, no. The happy ending for them was, they went to Jersey and they were able
No, the happy
to
ending
perform.
for you is that you got something out of that experience. That's your happy ending.
Oh, of course, right? So
you could have been
exactly.
angry and just never did anything.
You know what I mean? And I went back, I remember in my backyard just throwing the ball on the wall and just, you know what I mean? Doing things, right? Because my good friends were representing the city. And I felt like I'm good enough to represent the city, but really was I? Obviously, the coach thought otherwise. Now, I was bitter. I was upset. But I looked at it as a reflection, right? So that's my example. I don't know if you have an example of ever being rejected and how you dealt with it.
Something similar to rejection. I remember one day I went to a restaurant, right? And I remember walking into this restaurant. It was a graduation that I went to. I mean, we were celebrating a graduation. I went Olive Garden.
Oh, nice.
Olive Garden, yeah. Before I started working at Olive Garden.
What is it, Louis? Thanks for the promotion. Thanks for the food.
Sponsor.
Yo, I remember going there, and I remember like looking around. I was waiting in the waiting room, and I remember looking around, and then when we sat down, I was like looking at the waitress and the waiter, and then everybody, and everything that was going on, and I was like, oh, I could see myself working here.
Nice.
I said that, and I remember that same day, I went to the podium, and I was like, hey, do you guys have an application? I checked the application. I filled it out. And I asked one of the hosts, can I talk to the hiring manager? At that point, it was Pat. To make the long story short, I filled out the application. What was it? Like 2-3 weeks after that. So I filled out the application. Then we had an interview. So Pat was going to give me the interview. She doesn't show up. I go. I remember it was like June or so, something. It was summertime. I was mad. I was dressed to impress. She didn't show up. The restaurant was closed. She said, "Come in at 10. I'll be here at 10." I come to realize that they open at 11. The restaurant opens at 11.
Damn.
So I'm there at 10. So everybody else is inside. They're doing whatever they have to do, and I'm calling. Nobody's picking up, and I go back to my car, and I'm so pissed. I'm like, yo, like.
She made me come out here.
She made me come out, waste my time. I'm over here sweating. My car doesn't have AC. My mom is in the Dominican Republic, and I call mom. I'm like, Mom, I'm so mad, dude. That was the first time. Then they did it again, a second time. I was like, holy crap. I'm like, really? Like this is. I'm like, you know what? That's it. I don't want this job. I don't want to work here. This is the second time. It's not for me. I don't know what it is. I already had a job, but I wanted this, so I could quit my other job. And on the third try, I got the job. And I got a better job than the one that I was actually applying for.
Who knows what's good or bad?
Right?
So the rejection for the first 2 times kind of built up to a much better.
Yeah.
See that?
Yeah.
Good.
And I was there for 4 years before I quit. I was there for 4 years before I quit to a different one.
I mean,
and it's going to happen. I feel like this is something that we all deal with. It's just how everybody have their own system, their own emotional reaction on how to deal with rejection or anything like that.
Is there a best way, though? I know we all have our different ways. Is there a best way? That's just a random question for you guys to think about. See you
there
next
you go.
week. Bye.
Louis, any examples?
Would it be a best way? I think there could be.
Could be.
There's a lot of best, not one, I think. There's a lot of best ways to deal with it, And I think personally is one of the best way to deal with it is to intentionally keep yourself distracted.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Keep your mind busy with something else to distract away that negative thought of that rejection that you experience.
Yes.
True. Yeah.
True.
Louis, anything on your side of things as far as ever being life, being school, because that's another one too, man. School is another one.
Imagine kids though, when kids get rejected, like a different, because we're adult. We handle things differently. Imagine a kid. Well,
'cause
true.
some adults end up like
Imagine a
kids.
kid going to school, and wanted to be part of this group of kids over here, and maybe slowly working his way to being part of that
Well, that's
crew.
the topic of now that we're going
You-
to like the
you
bullying
know what I
side,
mean?
right?
Yeah,
like
bullying
how
side.
do you how do you work your way as a kid to not be rejected by your other schoolmates?
I don't know,
what I
but I'll
mean?
tell you
We
this.
could get into
I'll
it.
tell
Or
you this.
girls,
When my
or
rejection as a
girls.
kid, which one is I remember is So I always wanted to play football my whole life, right? When I was little, but there was nothing in my neighborhood, and then all of a sudden, North End 49ers pop up in my neighborhood. And I think I want to be a wide receiver, right? That's what I thought I wanted to be. Boom, a few days of practice, you realize that you can't catch, or I realize I can't catch, 'cause I just can't catch. I have hands of stone.
You got two left hands.
And basically, and I remember this one coach. Shout out to Coach Little, man. Like he was tough on me, but like, he loved me, man. at the
Coach
same
Little,
time.
man?
Coach Little.
Coach Little, not Little.
Oh, I'm like Coach Little Man.
So, Coach Little, he was tough on me. So I wanted to be a wide receiver, and I remember him talking about, you want to be a wide receiver, you can't catch. What kind of wide receiver can't catch? And he used to fuel me.
Damn.
And then what ended up happening, we're doing different kinds of drills, and we're doing what's called Oklahomas, where you're faced back to back, right? And then someone has the ball, and then you take a few steps, and then they blow the whistle, and you turn around, and you either have to truck him or you have to stop him.
Yeah.
So this other kid has the ball, and I'm heated because Coach Little goes, "Oh, the wide receiver's here. The wide receiver's here."
Yep.
Right? Mad, bro. And then I so boom, we do the Oklahomas, and I slammed that kid. Is that a pure anger for what he's saying? I took it out on this kid, and the coaches went nuts. They just went nuts. They were like, "Oh, hold on, wait a minute. Get this kid on defense. Get him on defense."
Okay.
And then I'd never had a thought of being on defense, being a lineman or a
Yep.
linebacker, until my failure of wanting to become a wide receiver led me to
Special teams.
to special teams kickoff. Led me to being
To discover that strength.
I was so I was a lineman for the 49ers, and then Central, when I went to Central
Central High School.
Central High School. When I went to Central High School, I was middle linebacker. I was middle linebacker and left outside linebacker.
Nice.
So, but yeah, if it wasn't for that failure, I probably would have just got
But the way
cut
that
from the Central High School team. Think about that. Imagine I didn't try as a little kid there. I would have tried as a wide receiver in Central.
And you would have been really bad.
And I probably
man.
would have just got cut. I probably just
Yeah.
would have got cut. But that failure led me to the position that I was meant for. And then I ended up being captain of my football team.
It's so funny.
But,
As we were talking like that, like little experiences little things that have happened to me in the past, are coming back now.
You got to do it quick, man. You
Like-
already had
like
your
same
spot. You
thing-
can't tell 10 stories in there.
Yo, same thing happened to me in high school. Like, I was a senior, obviously.
Baseball?
I was baseball.
I'm
Yeah,
nice.
Baseball. Yeah, that was nice. It was
you're
baseball.
Because you're Dominican.
I'm trying.
Dominican.
I did the trial and everything, and I did better than a lot of kids that were in the 9th grade. I did a lot better. I remember you had to hit. I think it was like they would give you 100 ball baseball. You know what I mean? And they would just pitch it to you.
Yep.
And then they will count the amount of hits that you would hit. You
Yep.
know what I mean? And then based on that, they would decide. Okay, based
What
on
high
your
school did you
form,
go to?
Providence Academy of International Study, I believe
There
that was
you
the name.
go,
Yeah.
okay.
So I did a lot better than a lot of other kids, and they still rejected me. And one of the reasons why was because, you have the 9th graders, you know what I mean? And then you have a senior. Guess what? I was going to leave the school, and then they're going to have the 9th grader continue. Do you know what I mean? And I'm like, damn, so they let me go because what the fuck is going on? So they let me go because I was a senior. I was like, wow, that's kind of fucked up because I was really excited to play. You know what I mean? I was really excited to play.
That hurts as a kid.
I was like, you're going to keep the guy that sucked because he's in 9th grade and he's going to be here next year and hopefully get better by next year. But you're going to let me go because I'm a senior and not give me the chance to play.
That's
You know what I
That
mean?
is horrible. I'm like,
I was
that's
like,
your last year.
wow.
Let him play.
I was like, let me play, dude. Like, I could teach you. I was like, your mama.
So yeah, man. Let's recap it, man.
Recap.
I got upset.
Like I said, for me, it's just like a meter, right? It's rejection is part of life, right?
It is.
So when you look at rejection, understand it, right? And understand that it's okay.
I'm sorry. As a listener, I'm wondering what the meter is. What I
The
still don't
meter,
really get.
it's like a bar. Like an example, just like
When you use it, that's what I'm trying to
yeah,
say.
when I use it, it's phases of the whole rejection. It's
Okay.
phase 1, which is that anger. Phase 2, it's that understanding and acceptance, and then phase 3 is that
What are you gonna do about it?
This is not gonna define me.
Yeah, yeah. What are
Exactly.
you gonna do about it?
So that's
Someone's
my
opinion.
take.
Ooh, that nice quote. Someone's opinion of you
Les
does
Brown.
not have to be your reality.
So
that's Les
Louis
Brown.
exactly.
Monroy.
That's Les Brown.
.com. I sell houses in the state of Rhode Island.
Yeah,
Oh,
for
God.
sure.
So that's my recap. I mean, what else can you guys add?
No,
to the recap?
like everybody, like I said before, everybody has different ways of emotionally dealing with rejection. There's a mature aspect of everyone in everyone's mind or body, whatever, how they deal with it. It's part of life. It's gonna continue to happen. But one of the things that is also important to understand is that just like everything can go extremely well, it could also go extremely bad.
Good point,
You know what I
good
mean?
point.
It could go extremely bad. So, if you go in a situation and you're excited, there's nothing wrong with being excited, but there's also nothing wrong with also considering the fact, not expected, but consider the fact that, hey, if you don't get accepted, how are you going to handle yourself if you hear that, nope, you don't fit for the position?
Or
You know what I mean?
Or you didn't make the team.
Or you didn't make the team.
Or I don't think we should be together. Right?
You know what I mean? Like, what do you say if they told you, "Oh, you didn't make the team"? Okay, I didn't make the team this year. What would I have to do to make it next year?
Like, you have to accept criticism, right?
Yeah, and that's another
constructive
thing.
criticism, and that's also important. I mean, and this also goes to the rejectors, right?
True.
So if you're gonna reject something,
Somebody,
if you're a hiring manager, if you're a baseball coach, football coach, or a guy or woman that's gonna reject someone, make it constructive, right? Make it into as positive as you can. I mean, don't be an asshole about it, right? Hey, listen, this is not your position. XXY, you know what I mean? This is why. Or
because some people, it's not just so much about what you say, but how you say it. You know what I mean? You can tell somebody to fuck themselves without saying fuck
themselves.
fuck you know what I mean? Like, you can say it with a smile on your face,
right?
And it's gonna take a completely different effect. You know what I mean?
Awesome.
But yeah, I think that, and also to keep your mind distracted. Keep your mind distracted with something that is constructive. That's gonna help that negative thought, fade away slowly. Okay. We all have our system, but that's one of my way. I believe that have helped me, not just in relationship, with jobs and other things as well. Lunik?
I think that was a good recap.
I thought you were gonna say something. I'm like, Looney, I thought you look ready, like you're about to say something.
Listening.
But all right,
but it is important though.
Where can they find us?
They can find us on
the
iTunes.
internet.
They can find us on
iTunes,
on YouTube. They can find us on Spotify. Any day.
I hate when he does that. I hate it.
Hate it.
But
guys, you can email us playbookforlife@gmail.com. Go on Instagram as well. Follow us and like our pictures, our posts. Subscribe also when you go on YouTube. One of the things that we really encourage is, your feedback. Give us feedback. Leave us comment. We want to know how we're doing. We bring conversation topics about different things because those are things that we sit down and we decide, hey, this is something that we can grow from. How can we become more self-aware with ourselves? How can we bring value to you as well
Comment,
with everything?
Man,
you know what I mean?
Share,
Hell yeah.
everything, man.
Absolutely.
And all right, guys,
Thank you so much.
Wait a minute. I mean,
this is Playbook for Life.
And once again, I want to congratulate Lewis on the on the childbirth. So
yes, congratulations,
Dad.
Bye.
Bye.